Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and we've had some crazy unveilings, guys. So we've already seen the leaked images of the LeBron 21 and also the D Books, but now Nike has officially unveiled those shoes, and we do have the release dates actually, or not the exact release date for the D Books, but we do have the exact release dates or supposed release date of the LeBron 21. And it's kind of crazy, right? So of course, who do you guys think also deserves a signature shoe? I guess Devin Booker, D-Book. I feel like he could definitely move some shoes. And what I look at is like, can this person move shoes? You know what I mean? Because if I'm a shoe company, right? If I'm a company and I want to sell shoes, which is kind of the goal of business, is to make money. I kind of want a person or an athlete that's very popular, of course, that's a superstar and that is well known, that has a good social media presence, and that can ultimately sell shoes, right? So Devin Booker, he's up there. You know, Tatum, he's out there, and obviously he has a shoe. But who else do you guys think should have a signature shoe but doesn't yet? And tell us down in the comment section below. But let's get it started right off with the leaks, right? So before we get into that, we have some actually really good pictures of the Curry 11, and the best actually pictures that I've seen so far of the Curry 11. And of course, yeah, we've seen leaks of it, but this is a very, very clear picture, which I do like. And let's start off with the outsole. We have Flow, which is cool, man. It's honestly like, I think at this point for me personally, I'm fine with Flow. You know what I mean? Flow is nice. It has a really good bite. It has, I guess, on and off performance on a dusty court, but on a clean court, it's really, really freaking good, right? However, I would at least change up the traction pattern. You know what I mean? Why do they have to keep it exactly the same? You know, because I was thinking, right? So Flow is just the midsole material. You know what I mean? Or it's the foam or whatever, right? But also on every single shoe we have rubber. Right? It's just rubber, but what makes it different on every single shoe is the outsole pattern on the rubber outsole, right? But they keep it the exact same. I mean, they make some subtle changes. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit different than the other Curry shoes for the Curry 11, but it's ultimately the exact same pattern pretty much. You know what I mean? So maybe make it a little bit different, make it a little bit unique, and then I feel like it'll be okay if they keep it like the Flow outsole, you know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, it's just Flow. And then also in the middle of the outsole, we have probably like a midfoot shin plate. We don't know how long the plate is. It's probably just in the midfoot, obviously, but we don't know how far it extends into the forefoot or into the heel. Like, is it a 3/4 plate or is it a full length plate? We don't know yet, right? Also, another thing that does have my curiosity is here in the heel. We can see that there is a little cutout. There's a circle. We have the Under Armour logo there, and also what is that foam, right? So is that just Flow, right? Or is it a different foam that's like underneath your foot? Like, is there a different kind of full length foam right underneath your foot? Because the foam actually looks like a different color a little bit. You know what I mean? Like the outsole, right? The Flow outsole is just white. And then that foam with the Under Armour logo is kind of like more yellow, right? Or maybe that's just a different, like the light is hitting it differently. I don't know. Or maybe that's just the design of the actual outsole and made it a little bit different. Or maybe they're using a different foam. That would be dope. And you know what Under Armour needs to do is they need to make better cushion, of course, especially in the Currys. And Steph Curry likes a responsive cushion, right? It's seen from his entire shoe line. He likes a low to the ground feel. He likes something that's not too soft, obviously, right? But he's getting older, right? And please, we just want a little bit of something from the cushion. You know what I mean, Steph? You know? So maybe they have Flow. Hopefully they made a soft strobo board or something like that, or a mesh strobo board, or even just a cutout in the, I'm not asking for too much, you know what I mean? Like just like in the AG4, right? Or in the WOW 10 with a soft mesh strobo board, or in the Harden Volume 7 or the BYW Select with like a whole cutout, or maybe even like the Zoom Freak 4 with a big cutout in the heel so you can feel the foam right underneath your foot with better underfoot cushioning. But I doubt it. I have a lot of doubts for that, you know what I mean? And then of course we have a top view of the actual shoe, and it just looks like a lot of fuse in the toe box. There's a lot of fuse actually, which kind of disappoints me. And then on the medial side, it looks to be like a pretty nice knit material. It actually looks a little bit like Flyknit, like old school Flyknit, you know? And then on the lateral side, it looks more of like a kind of like a carbon fiber weave a little bit, you know. And then for the tongue, it actually looks to be well padded. It looks to have a little bit of padding. We can see Steph Curry's logo as well. There's a little bit of padding in the ankle area. We have a very high heel tab and stuff like that. And then on the side view of the material, it looks like pretty much the same exact material that they're using in the Curry 10 and the Curry 9, right? It has kind of like the kind of straps going across the material with some underlaying material as well. And we also have this yellow part, which it looks like it's plastic, and obviously that's there for lateral containment, lateral support. But yeah, I think this is probably one of the worst looking shoes that Curry has. As far as the flows go, you know, like the Curry 8, 9, 10. I think this is the worst looking one in my personal opinion. Also, it seems to have an external heel counter, so I guess cool. But anyways, there is the Curry 11. All right, now moving on to the books, right? So they're calling this the Book 1, the Nike Book 1. And we have a picture of the actual outsole as well, right? So the outsole, we have a very large, like herringbone traction pattern going throughout the entire outsole pretty much. It is a little bit separated, right? We have kind of like a pod in the midfoot, which is a different color, of course. And then it says Air Zoom in the heel. And the really cool thing about this is that Nike also released the tech specs, right? So we have like a drawing or like a design of the actual Book 1, right? So it says quick in all directions herringbone traction pattern, of course, right? It's just a multi-directional herringbone traction pattern. Also, we have a Cushlon midsole, which is plush and responsive, right? So Cushlon, which is super soft, it looks very, very thick in this picture. But also, it says it has a TPU sidewall cage for added stability, right? Which I think is pretty good, you know what I mean? Because Cushlon is very, very soft. If you look at the LeBron 20s, right? Super duper soft, also in the KD. So I guess maybe Devin Booker wanted a little bit more stability, wanted a little bit more responsiveness so that the Cushlon doesn't compress as much, right? So that makes sense. Hopefully it's not too stiff, you know, but TPU sidewall, I mean, TPU is basically plastic. So they're caging the hell out of the Cushlon midsole, which kind of does make me sad. Also, we do have an Air Zoom unit, which is 14 millimeters thick, that's like a little bit thicker than average. The average thickness for a Zoom unit, in my personal experience of like all the ones that I've seen that were from like the dismantling, was I believe around 9, right? 8 to 9 millimeters. So 14 is pretty thick, especially in the heel. Also, we do have a midfoot shank plate for torsional rigidity, and herringbone flex screws for added mobility, I guess, for the midsole. Basically just like flex screws. I don't know how much that helps. And then we do have also some design, kind of like, you know, what they did for the design. Like heel tab is inspired by book spine and stuff like that. Book pages, heel pull tab, 96 for the birth year of the book, right? Also, the Book 1 is releasing spring of next year, 2024, right? Some people are saying it is a top-loaded zoom airbag in the heel. It doesn't say that in the actual tech specs, right? On the actual like the drawing, but some people in the like caption of Instagram are saying it is top-loaded. So that is pretty cool. And then also some people are saying it's Cushlon 2.0. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is between Cushlon 2.0 and just regular Cushlon, but either way, the traction looks pretty good. You know, hopefully the rubber compound is really good, but also I'm not a huge fan of the TPU caging, you know what I mean? Because TPU is just plastic, you know what I mean? But we also don't know how stiff the plastic is, right? Sometimes the plastic is super soft, right? In like the Wild 10, the actual caging is pretty soft, right? But also sometimes it's super duper stiff. So we'll have to see on that. And also the material, it seems like they're using like a synthetic material. Obviously we have like a snake skin or something like that. And obviously the entire shoe looks like an Air Force One, which I don't think is a bad thing. You know, Air Force One, it's a classic design. It looks great. So, and also we have this orange colorway, but it's, you know, the Air Force One, man, it's an old shoe. You know, and like for performance basketball, I don't think it'll be amazing because look at this crazy squared off design in the actual midsole. You know what I mean? So it might actually be clunky. Well, obviously we'll have to see how soft the actual midsole is, you know, if there's compression or not, how stiff the TPU cage is. But like an Air Force One, it is probably gonna be a little clunky. You know what I mean? Also, I do like the pull tab. It's inspired by a book, and that looks pretty cool. But yeah, the overall design, I don't know. It looks good, but we'll have to see on the design for actual modern day basketball performance. You know what I mean? But yeah, tell us your thoughts on how the Book 1 looks. But I am pretty excited. I don't know. I'm a little indifferent. You know what I mean? It looks pretty dope. But the technology looks a little you know what I mean? Also, the LeBron 21, we have actual pictures of this colorway, right? It's called the Akoya colorway and it releases on September 28th. So that's basically in like 2 weeks. And yeah, we have some crazy leather materials. The leather actually looks like it's gonna be very, very good quality, right? And it's supposed to have the exact same cushioning setup as the LeBron 20. So like a zoom turbo unit in the forefoot, we have a very large volume zoom unit in the heel, and then it's supposed to be Cushlon as well for the foam. That's kind of like the supposed tech. Well, we're not 100% sure about it. And then the traction looks pretty similar. We've already seen it to the LeBron 20. So hopefully the rubber compound stayed really good because the LeBron 20 was really good as well for the traction. But as far as the looks goes, I'm not really liking it all too much. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the LeBron 20 looks a lot better, but this colorway looks pretty sick though, right? But I am a little bit worried about the leather. You know what I mean? The LeBron 20 was actually like average weight, a little bit lighter than average. But with the full grain leather material that looks to be on the LeBron 21, it looks like it'll be a little bit heavier, right? So maybe around 13-14 ounces, but we'll have to see it on that. But I am pretty excited about the LeBron 21, and hopefully it performs just as good as the LeBron 20. And also, last but not least, we have a we have a leak of Terrence Mann playing in Skechers. So maybe Skechers is trying to break into the basketball shoe market, you know what I mean? But a lot of people actually don't mind how it looks, and I was like, it doesn't look that bad, you know what I mean? So if it does come out, man, I guess I'll definitely go ahead and try it out and see how it is for basketball, like a Skechers basketball shoe, you know what I mean? But anyways, that about wraps it up for the leaks. Tell us your thoughts on the book one, also the LeBron 21 and the Skechers hoop shoe. But anyways, and also we have a lot of Kobe's coming out in December, which I'm very excited about. We have like a Kobe 4, we have some Kobe 6s as well, especially the reverse Grinches. Tell us down in the comment section below what shoes you're excited about. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.